Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to WoW Vanilla Classic and our Hardcore Mage playthrough. Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video and joining me here today. We are going to go check out the Disruption Ends. And we want to get the Crossroads supplies. If we see Kreenig, we'll get him, and if we get Kreenig, then we'll focus on the rest of the kill quest. If we can't get Kreenig, then I don't really have a reason to spend the time to complete the kill quest, because we can't complete it without him. So if there are 17,000 people looking for Kreenig, we're going to skip that one for now. But if we go over there and he's there, and he's up, and we can tag him, we'll do that. So yeah, that is how we are starting off today. This should be good for now. He says and then sells 6 more items.
For the Horde.
I've been feeling pretty good about the Mage. I'm starting to get to the point where in a couple more levels I might actually let myself get attached to it. I think it's been helping me a lot to play at least 2 hours a day of the Mage. Whereas most previous hardcore characters, I was only putting an hour into them a day or so. Sometimes a little bit more when we were working on more professions. But yeah, it's been nice to just have the 2.5 hours of solid leveling on the Mage every day. Not only is that, you know, making the leveling faster day to day, but I think it's also building better reflexes for me when it comes to like throwing out sheeps and frost novas and stuff like that. But what I do realize looking back on previous characters is that usually right around when I start talking about how powerful the character class feels, that's when we die. And I don't know if it's an overconfidence thing. It very well may be. It sounds like it is. So I'm going to refrain from feeling that way about the Mage. See if that keeps us alive a little bit longer. This is Shen's Keg. We need to go a bit further around the mountain here. Yeah, we haven't grabbed Shen's Keg. We might not. We start doing a lot of zone hopping in and around the Barrens anyway, and it kind of negates the necessity to 100% all of the quests. So if there are ones that you can't do or you don't want to do, maybe they're too dangerous, maybe they're out of the way, you don't really have to do them, because you're going to have some stuff in Ashenvale at a lower level, you're going to have some stuff in Stone Talon at a lower level. The Barrens is definitely the place to be for kind of ease of leveling pathways, especially having the Zep Tower take you right over to Undercity. That's another thing that it makes it harder to play on Alliance, even though I love Alliance. It's just not as convenient to zone hop to all the different zones. There's no easy way to get the Dark Shore, is the problem. From any of the starting areas, there's just no way to get the Dark Shore. We got guys kind of all around. Let's make some food and some water before we begin. We'll do Dampen Magic. I'm sure some of these guys are going to cast at us. And we'll just start here. Or... okay, there we go. Yeah, we'll start here. Is that a heal? It certainly was a big-ass heal, yep. So the Mystics are going to heal. Understood. We'll do a quick Flame Blast on them when they're low to maybe help out with that. The alternative is we're going to spend all of our mana on each fight with them if they all heal consistently and successfully. We certainly have a what seems to be a line of people. But then again, it doesn't seem like this line is really being respected. This mage here just tagged it, you know? And someone says, cool. You're great. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna matter. The thing is, your best bet is just to be the person that tags him first. There's not a line here. I don't know. I don't believe in it right now. Everything, it's kind of like, you just have to do what you have to do. And if you're going to do the quest, what you have to do is tag the guy. We might not do the quest, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try to tag the guy. Because in my heart of hearts, I love to complete the quest like I could normally do in World of Warcraft. This level 15 quest that shouldn't really be an issue to complete. I'd love to just be able to complete it. So if that means I can tag the guy, like, and I feel like I'm earning that. I'm not sitting here somehow benefiting off of other people's work. I'm fighting every fucking mob here right now to keep the area clear. So why shouldn't I have a fair shot to tag this mob? Why shouldn't I have a fair shot? You know what? I'm gonna have a fair shot because I'm going through all this. This guy's not gonna help me. He'll let me die. Because he'll justify it based on the experience he just had with that other player. He'll tell himself, well, that guy was going to steal my mob. And you know what? At this point, he might be right. He might be right. That's a good freeze. That'll give us a minute. Just stick him in place here while we regen some mana. We have a potion. We have Frost Nova back up. Oh good, you're running, that's perfect. I've worked for it, I've bled for it. We're gonna stick here for a minute and see if we can tag him. I wonder if I should do something else for myself as well. Let's see. Where would it be? There we go. Now when people have smart-ass things to say to us, we don't even have to see it pop up in the world. We don't have to see it down here in our chat. We don't have to see it at all. And yeah, that's going to be great. It's gonna happen soon. Well, damn. It was worth the competition. And I'm kind of happy the druid got it, because he came here even after us. That works for me. We gave it a shot, guys. Do we want to wait around and try again? Maybe. I never feel like I see them right when they spawn in. I don't have any latency. 18 milliseconds? I mean, that's basically nothing. Alright, so we got the crossroads supplies. That's awesome. What do we want to do now? I'll go get Ekiaki's hide. We're not too far from that. We gotta get through all these other guys. And the cool thing was having the bubbles turned off. We don't have to see anybody's passive-aggressive comments. let's head over to the west and we will go after the Witchwing Harpies. For some reason I thought this guy was going to have a shot at giving us a raptor horn, but it doesn't look like he's the type. I think the ones that drop the horns are a little bit higher level. We have a problem going on here, but I don't know if I can get involved in it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies? I think they've got it. It looks like we have a priest here healing the warrior, but yeah, that's 4 enemies. We got some other people involved. We're already in combat. Okay, now we've got problems. Cloth boots with stamina intellect on them. What boots are we wearing? I bet they don't have stats. we are wearing boots with 10 armor, so that is huge. We've been getting really lucky with random green drops that have had stats that we need. Our chest, our pants, our boots, yeah, and our cloak have all been just random green drops off of enemies that we've actually been able to equip. I haven't had that happen often in the past. It's pretty uncommon, I feel like, to get a green that you can actually wear that's an upgrade for you. But maybe that happens more and more with, like, you know, the inability to do dungeons multiple times. Because, you know, here's the other thing, is like when you can do Ragefire Chasm multiple times, you'll jump in there a couple times maybe before you have all the quests, you know, because you know, I can go back and do this, I want to get gear out of there. So, you know, you'll do it, complete a couple quests, then maybe you'll make your way out to Thunderbluff and you'll grab those quests. At least I don't mind doing it that way. A lot of people just want to get all the quests done in one run, but usually I know that I'm going to run it at least, you know, 2 or 3 times. What do we have here? We have a cooking recipe. Savory Deviate Delight. So we're looking for 8 talons off of any of the Harpies and the Rogue Feathers. We don't want to go too deep here because I think once we do that, they don't drop the item anymore. They will be for a follow-up quest for the Lieutenant Insignias. Oh, lovely. A slowing poison that lasts for 30 seconds. So yeah, not the guys you want to try to run away from. Wow. Was it a 10-second stun this enemy has? Who are you? Oh my god, that messed up my entire strategy. Oh jeez. Okay, well, we're getting our ass kicked here now. Let's freeze her again. I did not see where she came from. And I thought I was looking around. I can't wait to put more points into, is it Frostbite that freezes them? Because, yeah, I probably should have went there before the crit. It's not worth the gold to respec, I don't think. Although we have gold, which is actually amazing. Yeah, we needed to go here first. It's so helpful when we just freeze them in place. It saves us the Frost Nova, it saves us some damage. And eventually I think we'll have a higher chance to crit frozen targets. And at that time, that's when we probably want the more crit damage. After we're freezing them, after we deal more to frozen targets, then we grab the bonus to the actual crit damage. That with the 5 points would eventually mean that our crits will deal double the damage that they normally would without the talent. Yeah, I think we just took it too soon. We are probably going to have to buy some melon juice to get us by until level 20 when I think we get a new rank of our Conjure Water, because we're just not getting a lot of mana back and we have a crap ton of mana. So I think it'll be worth it for the times when we're completely for us to have some of the at-level water from just the vendors. I think about all the money we could make on the auction house if we could use the economy. And this would be where a wand would be really useful, I suppose. Let's get out of the way of this pathing one. That's the one that jumped us before. Oh yeah, that nice 10-second stun, man, that is very powerful. She's gonna get help. Yeah, she's got help incoming. Let's polymorph and let's reposition here. Let some of our mana regen, I guess, too, would be a decent idea. Alright, we should be good. So many greens. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm glad because we can vendor them, but man, I wish we could, like, sell them to players who could use them. One day, maybe one day. Blizzard official hardcore servers. Coming someday in the future. Whenever there's a dip in monthly active users, I suppose, is when we'll see it. Alright, there we go. Do we want a hearth back? Or do we want to do anything else out here? Let's go check out the stone tail and stuff. I feel like... yeah, that very first Tauren kill quest. We should probably go do that. We could go do it. And then, maybe we hearth out. And then next time we come back, we turn it in and do the subsequent quest. We don't have to do, like, the chain right now, but that very first one, it sends us up against guys that are level 12 and 13, I believe. And I kind of want to be getting at least a little bit of kill experience for the stuff that we're fighting. And we're actually really close. So yeah, I think we'll do that now. We won't bother running back to turn it in right away. We'll hearth back to Crossroads, get stuff turned in there, and then I think next time we'll come back out this way. We'll turn it in, we'll grab his follow-up, we'll try to escort the daughter out. And that will be us kind of stepping in just a little bit into Stone Talon. I know we still have stuff all over the place to do. Family crypts, I mean... I don't think we're going to go back and do this one. I don't think we really need the staff that badly.
Greetings. Go with honor. Farewell.
Well met. Go in peace.
So I've been thinking recently, after once again quitting retail basically, I've been thinking a lot about the differences between Classic and retail and how I feel, and how Classic always feels like a journey and retail never does. Even when you're leveling up a new character from scratch, it doesn't ever feel like a journey. And I was thinking, well, what makes WoW Classic feel like a journey? Slower travel. It taking longer to get... surprisingly, taking a long time to get somewhere makes a thing feel like a journey. Who would have thought that travel time would be a factor in whether or not it felt like a journey? Sorry, I'm rearranging my puppy because he's in my lab and he's just getting bigger and bigger every day, and he doesn't quite fit the same way he used to, but he doesn't really understand that. Sorry, distractions. Not good while in hardcore, but no, we're not fighting anybody yet. And yeah, I'm curious about your guys' thoughts. I really think that, like, part of the things that makes Classic feel like a journey, feel like this big adventure, is that you gotta run on foot a lot of the time. I mean, like, diving through the air with wings is really fun. It's like but that's like an activity. That's not a journey. Like that's like, you know, you go like parasailing or skydiving or something. It's like that's an activity. Dragon riding is an activity. Unfortunately, with flying mounts and things like dragon riding, your questing experience is never gonna feel like a big journey because you just fly over to the next place. You got these enormous, beautiful zones, and like, if you had to navigate them on foot with less quest guidance and like a less direct campaign path, it's the linearity too, right? Retail is obviously, they have their MSQ now, they're very linear. Yeah, and it got more and more that way over time. And so the linearity and you can have linearity and still feel like you go on an epic journey. I mean, RPGs have been doing that forever. But if you combine like linearity and you add in a bunch of player guidance and then you completely remove travel time, it can't ever feel like a journey. And the journey is what is most appealing to me about Classic, and I think that's true for a lot of people who play Classic. And so if they wanted to have a retail experience that could pull back in people like me who have just completely bounced off the way that the game feels like a bunch of structured activities. Even questing is so brief and, you know, quick. You fly at level 30, you get your mount at level 10. It's not a journey, and I hope that maybe they could think about that. Unless, you know, maybe they don't want, and if they don't want retail to be that anymore, I really wish that they would come back to WoW Classic and revisit the idea of a Classic Plus. So that people who only want to play this version of WoW because of how it can feel like that epic adventure, we have the option to do so, but we also get to pay for it and see new content. Like, I'll pay you for expansions. You want to release like 3 new zones and just give me some level 60 questing to go do some more questing, more leveling in vanilla. Give me 5 more levels to level through, a couple of 5-man dungeons and a raid, and you can sell it to me and I'll pay you for it. That's how much I love to adventure in Classic. And yeah, I just wish someone would think about that. I know, like, they won't. Maybe someday. It's a complete waste of mana, but there's just something satisfying about just finishing them off with a fire blast to the face. I know it's not a frost spell, and we could probably just do a couple of melee attacks. But it's just fun. Let's go ahead and we will sheep you. I needed to be 1 inch to the left to have line of sight. I should have checked that beforehand. Ouch, could have used some dampen magic there. Should have thought about that, since they are a sorcerer, that they would probably be throwing some kind of magic at us. safe to say there's another player back here. Yeah, it's this guy again. These guys must be grouped up because he's pulling 3 or 4 at a time. Is he grouped up with that priest? Are they a duo? That's super cool. No, this guy is on his own. He's level 20. Okay, that's how he's pulling groups. Oh man, that's scary though. Isn't that like overconfidence? Pulling like groups of 3? You're an arms warrior. You don't have any healing, really. Okay. He'll be okay. He's got like 5 or 6 levels on most of these guys. He probably knows what he's doing. His name is Hellscape with a K, okay? So he probably knows what he's doing. Hellscape, my man, I hope you don't die back here today. We need one more ruffian, and there is one over here. We just need to fight through a few more guys. Gotta love the frostbite. We don't have a ton of mana. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do what I said we were gonna do. We finished this one, we're done with it. Let's go ahead and hearth out. I like it. I've never sheeped something then hearthed the way before.
blood and thunder.
Report to Cadric. That's an Ashenvale quest. We gotta go up here to turn in the Harpy Talons. And that is the follow-up for the Lieutenant badges. Centaur Bracers turns in on the road. We probably should have got those turned in. We'll get those turned in when we go do the Harpy Lieutenant rings. Which we don't have to wait too long to do that. We could probably do it soon.
What do you need?
This is the quest where we need to fight the Scytheclaw Raptors for their feathers, and we need to put them on the 3 colored nest.
Go forth to victory.
I think I'm pretty sure we know where that one is now. Mancrick stuff we could grab, but I mean, we got a full quest log. We're getting full. Am I gonna go back to Silverpine anytime soon? I mean, there's so little to do in Silverpine. I noticed this on the Druid that I felt like there was
Strength and honor.
so little to do.
Strength
Okay.
for the Horde.
If we want to drop those at any point, we can just drop them and pick them up again later.
Well met.
Let's go ahead and vendor all of our greens. Agility, Spirit, Cloth, Waste. Look at all the cool stuff we're getting. Don't need the agility, we'll definitely take the Spirit.
Go in peace.
What brings you here? Go in peace.
What you want?
I want another 8-slot bag.
Later.
Okay guys, I am going to take a break here. Next time, let's see, what do we want to do next time? We could come down here and do the Raptor Horns and the Stolen Silver. We could go for the Altered Shells. We could go back for the... Let's do the Harpy Lieutenant rings, that way we can get this turned in. We'll look for some Sunscale Raptors to get some feathers to collect for later. And we'll take out the Harpies. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me today. I really do appreciate your continued support here on the Mage. It's still a lot of fun. Unsurprisingly, I am having a blast on the Mage. It's probably my favorite ranged class, so I'm having a good time. We're getting close to level 20. I'm trying not to be optimistic at all. And I haven't let myself get attached to the character yet, but I'm having a great time playing. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.